session.
Last time on Dragon Ball Z.
You guys fought a giant fucking turtle and fell through a hole in the floor.
Wee.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know what we were doing.
So you all fall down into more water, what appears to be another swamp, although above you, all you can see is just dirt. Like, there's no sky. You're underground, but it looks like a swamp. There's, glowing lights around the place, so you can see, but it's dim. The turtle is collapsed in the water. She looks like she's down for the count. As for the rest of you, everyone except for Aurora, roll a d6 and see how much damage you took in the fall.
Oh. Okay.
Ooh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh.
Ooh. I got lucky.
God damn it.
Shit way it is. I don't know why you always get such bad rolls, hon.
Oh boy.
And almost
My life is like French bread. Pain.
I'll just say I tried to do a cannonball and overdid it.
You hit a rock.
Was it Paz on the turtle? The turtle broke his fall.
I think I probably fell in water. Maybe that's why I only got a 1 damage. I don't know, but I got lucky.
In any case,
Paz just pulled out his back.
so there was a pretty loud crash in the fall, and if you look out into the distance, you can kind of look and see hints of scurrying movement in the foliage, but it's kind of hard to see what you're looking at from this distance. Whatever creatures live down there, they all scurried away when you landed.
I am going to lay on the ground and begrudge the fact that I hurt myself.
Alright, so Ursa's just laying there pouting.
I'm not pouting, just mad. I landed on a turtle.
Drunkenness is...
My
Good.
my armor has already been exhausted, so I took the full 4 damage from.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have like 5 health?
He's not got high
Not
health, no.
more.
Asumi is kind of a bit of a glass cannon of a character.
I have 13 health left.
You're fine then.
You're alright. Yeah, he's not that low health, but he is a glass cannon compared to the rest of the cast.
My armor is the main. My armor.
Yeah,
is
the
main
armor
reason,
is a big part of what carries him.
but it's currently exhausted, so
Is
we can't
Aurora
use
going
it
to be
for
joining
rest.
us?
Yeah, Aurora, you gonna fly down there?
Yeah. If anything, she was,
Oh, yeah.
she was probably like flying down, like trying to catch them, but she failed.
Deep is the
missed.
water.
I don't think you would have been able to catch them in that fall. Everyone was spread out all over the room, and it was very sudden. And there was a giant turtle in the middle of all of that.
Mm-hmm. She tried, but she failed miserably.
How deep is the water?
You would have to swim in it, but here's the thing, it is deeper than you can stand in, but it is also so thick that if you, are in the water, you kind of sink slowly.
Yeah, I love swimming in thick water.
Thickness.
So I can stand on the ground underneath the water with my head above the water, but it's a
No,
really
it is too deep for you to do that. But you just don't drown
Oh.
immediately because you don't sink immediately. You sink slowly.
You're not as dense as the water. You float.
Yeah,
You just can't move fast.
yeah. The water is thick and
Thinking, it's a swamp.
smelly, yeah.
Oh.
And if you're laying in it, you just sink slowly. I guess you will sink eventually if you just sit there and do nothing, but, I mean...
Yes, when you sit there and nothing, you'll be reclaimed by the swamp.
Do I have to
That's
roll
all I
anything to
do.
tread water?
You're a shark!
Does the scorpion need to roll anything?
No.
No.
Question,
Alright.
Christian, which head was the one that had Paz is boozing it.
Did you use it all by throwing it at the
No.
Yeah.
exactly.
I don't think you're gonna get it back. I don't
Yeah, I know.
Pat's gonna try and wrestle his mouth over. Give me it back, you son of a bitch!
You're gonna wrestle it open and lick the rest up, I guess.
God damn.
Oh god.
I don't know it.
You go tongue mouth kiss a giant snapping turtle, get moves.
His first kiss will be a
I
turtle.
do not remember which head it was. No.
I thought it was lefty for some reason.
I think it was
maybe
lefty.
maybe it was lefty. I think it was lefty. Yeah.
It was either lefty or righty. I know that.
I think it was lefty. I think it was lefty. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Lefty's jaw was left a little open from the pain.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
God.
I still would not recommend it.
Is Pat gonna
Pat's seriously gonna go and tongue lefty for his booze.
No, I'll just have him. I'll just say that the fall blasted the booze out of him, so he's just sober. Paz with a hangover right now.
Oh, yay.
That sobered him up. God damn it.
That's starting up.
He hasn't been jostled like that in like 5 years. Can you blame him?
All right, what do you guys want to do?
Well, Alchemy immediately gets out of the water as quickly as humanly possible.
Alright, that's
I
fair.
got off the land.
Yeah.
I'm laying on top of the turtle.
Yeah. You and Paz are on top of the turtle.
Whoa,
You guys just
I
chilling
am
up there?
pain.
turtle rodeo.
Aurora checks on Ursa and Paz, making sure they're okay.
I'm gonna slowly swim over to what I assume is dry land.
Yeah, well, as dry as land gets down here, but yes.
Everything's squishy.
Yes, everything is kind of squishy.
Ew.
As wakes up, notices he's on a turtle, doesn't realize where he is, and screams.
Uh-oh.
And he clutches his head in pain because he's got a headache.
Man, that glass of water would have done really well right now.
I imagine
Someone
he would
slap
do.
I yell out to Aurora. Do you see anything interesting up there? Roll perception.
Okay.
Roll perception.
Roll perception.
See what you're
Or
able
notice, whatever the hell it is.
Or notice,
Yes,
yeah, roll
notice.
notice and see what you can
Notice
find.
plus brains plus what I rolled. 10.
So, Aurora, from your vantage point, you can see a number of like small like huts and stuff sort of scattered about on the land, and what look like Mobians scurrying about, but they move weird. They kind of shamble about, and most of them appear to be trying to hide, though some of them not very well.
Aurora goes down, like, to where Ursa is, and she quietly tells him that. Because, yeah.
Tells person they're surrounded by what look like Mobians hiding in the foliage.
Are they hostile?
Doesn't look like it, they seem scared.
Alright, let everybody else know to not piss them off.
Okay! Yeah.
Anyone else gonna do anything?
I'm probably going to check on the Toto because I feel bad.
Feel bad.
I feel bad.
You
Yeah.
got her down to half health, which is impressive considering how much health she has.
But I imagine Harry walks up to the Toto. It just gently pass the middle hair like there, Mama. It'll be okay.
The turtle does not react just because you have tiny hands and she's very large.
Tiny.
So, unconscious, she's not gonna notice something that small. But, sure, the gesture would be appreciated if she were awake.
Aw.
Well, it looks like you guys aren't really gonna be doing much, so while you're sitting around killing time, a certain somebody is being informed of your presence.
Oh.
No.
Oh no.
Presents. We didn't bring anything.
About time.
Oh no. It's about to go down.
I'm yelling timber.
Anyone gonna do anything, or you
Um,
guys just...
Get off the turtle and walk towards the nearest person.
Okay, go ahead.
Person.
Go ahead.
You can go ahead. I'm walking here. Just drag me toward the nearest person that I can see is.
Alright, I'm gonna say...
Oh, yay. Cursed.
Ah!
It's not literally Tailstall, it's just what I'm using to
Oh.
represent them.
Oh, okay.
I was
So,
confused.
as you approach, you manage to approach one of the, what appear to be Mobians, but upon closer inspection, what you come across is a Mobian-like creature that seems rather timid as it regards you. It looks kind of confused, but maybe a bit brainless. The creature appears to be made out of a patchwork of fabrics. There's bits of straw and cotton sticking out of some of the stitching. Its mouth is stitched shut, and its eyes are just buttons.
I yell out to everybody behind me. Everybody group up. This area's cursed. We got some kind of weird, puppet thing here. This fucking creature looking in the eye.
The creature lets out a strange, pained, wheezing sound as it shivers in front of you.
Aw. Oh, so you stay with him.
They breathe, so I guess they're alive, quote unquote. Hey, get over here. Leave the damn giant unconscious turtle alone. We got bigger issues. Metaphorically.
I imagine
It sees
him.
the others approaching, gets scared, and scurries off to hide, though you can see more hiding in the bushes. They're honestly not very good at the whole hiding thing. There's lots of hands and tails and other things just sticking out of places. They don't really seem that bright, just afraid of you.
Okay. I'll have Paz approach the group, and he doesn't see anything, so he takes out a pair of glasses that is inside his bag, but he never uses
Yeah.
them. Like an old man.
So terribly sorry to drop in unannounced, but we kind of need some assistance, please.
The creature looks at you and it offers you another strange wheezing sound. That is the only noise they can make, unfortunately. They cannot actually talk. It just
Can I
wheezes at
perform
you.
Can I perform
ahead.
an insight on the dolls?
Yeah, go
to
ahead.
see what
Do an insight
information
check. See if you can tell what
I
these
might
things
be-
are.
10. I rolled 10 insight.
Alright, so I'm gonna say, just because the magic Scraps practices is very old and very rare, so I'm gonna say that you've not seen this particular spell before, but you've seen something similar in your travels. The stitching around their mouth glows faintly, and it seems reminiscent to other types of golems that you've seen before in the past, magical constructs.
Spooky shit.
Yes, spooky
Alright.
shit. You are able to deduce that these are probably not people so much as they are some kind of creation.
That sounds lovely. I'm glad we're down here.
Hey, you guys came looking for, like, an old spooky sorcerer dude. What were you expecting?
I was expecting them to sit in this shack. Have an underground
All right.
civilization of demonic
Um,
puppets.
These things aren't actually alive, they're just sort of animated by magic.
Alright, so they're made of magic.
Mm-hmm.
Why are they scared
Oh.
of us? Alright then. Does anybody see an exit?
You look around, and all you can see is just more swamp in all directions.
Who the hell is
Oh, wait a minute.
swamp or a swamp?
Good grief, it's just swamp all the way down.
Hey, Alex,
Yeah.
do you
What?
think I can use a reason check to figure out why they're here?
You can try. Yeah, go ahead.
13.
All right, good roll. I'm gonna say that. Yeah. So these are magical constructs. It doesn't take that much for you to figure that Scraps probably built these things. And your best guess as to why they seem so skittish is, well, two things. One, they probably haven't seen a living soul down here, at least not anyone from up above, in a very long time. Especially given that entryway you were in seemed to be, like, really old and unused. So, most likely they've not had visitors in a long time. And B, Scraps isn't here at the moment and isn't there to tell them what to do. Constructs like these generally basically need orders. They don't have a whole lot of autonomy usually on their own. That being said, it is really strange for them to be scared. Not strange for them to be non-hostile. Because hostility would be something they'd have to be constructed to do, like, Scraps would have to give them an order. But it's weird that they are frightened, and even weirder that there's all these structures around you. There's lots of crude little huts, and these don't look like something Scraps would have built, or if they are, then the dude has a lot of time on his hands. Given how crude the construction is and how not very bright these creatures seem to be, it would appear that they built the structures themselves, which is really bizarre if these are just golems of a type.
Interesting. Well, I'm gonna start
Well,
looking
we still
around
haven't
for-
found the actual head honcho here.
You have not, but you have found his creations.
Okay.
I'm gonna start walking around looking for evidence of, like, if he has his own place down here.
Yeah.
See if I can find, like, if
Yeah.
he lives in a specific spot. So, did I roll something for that?
Yeah, notice, I suppose.
Yeah. Or insight, maybe.
I have no insight.
Not insight, it would be notice. Insight would
notice
be
makes more
like
sense.
knowing about a topic.
Right.
Like, you know stuff about magic, so you're able to figure out that they're some kind of magical constructs. And also, for that matter, because you know about magic, it's not hard for you to realize that, like, hey,
I got an 11.
Alright, so you do look around, and you are, in fact, able to find what appear to be wagon tracks. You know, the wagon trail that got lost going into the swamp above. You're finding more of them down here.
Yay! More creepy wagons.
Well, you found the wagon trail again, so that's something.
Alright, who's up for following the wagon trail? We
Not
followed
me.
it this far.
Can't think of anywhere else to go.
Well, Kaz, your options are
Just-
follow the wagon trail or
This
stay with
reminds
the
me of
turtle.
that.
Kaz runs after them.
Just
It's like, suit yourself, enjoy your new company.
I was like, oh wait, shit, the
and
turtle.
these
Alright, so you all are gonna start following the wagon trail.
Haley, you need to come with, please.
Okay, and I just look back at the doll, so I'm like,
Have a seat.
I wasn't.
Unplug your headset.
Yeah, that's my character when I'm not.
Yeah, we know. I can't move my character. I can't move their own character. She's gonna move your character.
If need be, I can move it, yes. Alright, so you guys follow the wagon trail for a bit. Alright, so you guys follow the wagon trail for a bit, and as you are following the trail, more of these rag creatures, of course, they're just kind of everywhere, and they tend to scurry away when you get too close. There's also some shuffling going on in the trees as you pass.
In the trees.
In the trees. Well, you don't know what's in the trees exactly. You're not sure.
Bringing back some bad memories.
In the trees. The trees, man!
I speak for the trees.
I know far too many offensive jokes for that. Can we move on from the trees?
Alright.
Yes. It's important.
Eventually,
We come across. Oh no, not the arena. That's right now. That brings back bad memories. Everybody died.
Not everybody, just one.
Oh, everybody almost died.
alright. So, the wagon trail eventually leads you all here. Upon a cabin in the swamp. There's a little garden outside. The cabin itself actually is kind of cozy looking. There's a lot of signs of life. Somebody clearly lives here actively.
What a quaint little cabin underground in a hidden swamp.
There's a cute little garden. There's like a guitar sitting on the porch by the door and a rocking chair. You know, there's even some smoke coming out of the fire, out of the chimney.
Alright, then someone's been here recently, and I did not see any other fires with the rag people, for probably obvious reasons.
Or some.
Aurora's actually excited because, yeah.
Someone might be in the building actively.
Yeah.
Alright, who wants to go inside the creepy abandoned shack in the bottom of a swamp and meet the swamp first?
I'm gonna sneak inside the cabin.
I can.
I want to befriend the ragdoll people. They're better than living and going in there.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take it a bit slow.
I demand I go first.
I would like to try reconnaissance.
Alsumi is.
Somebody else counteracted that first.
Oh, well, here's the thing. Alsumi can turn invisible, guys.
Yeah, but half of us are already walking towards the cabin.
Okay, fair.
Alsumi can
Alsumi,
turn invisible if
you-
he wants.
you
I
want-
also have super speed.
you want
I
to.
get there first.
You won't be invisible and fast.
Yes.
You won't be able to control everybody in the city.
Isn't Paz stealthier than you?
By luck, yes.
No,
Sober.
no, he's sober, so he doesn't have the same luck buff right now. The luck
Actually,
buff.
his luck buff doesn't move down. It's his strength
Oh,
and
right.
speed.
No, yeah, that's right. His luck buff is unaffected. Point is, Alsumi is still faster than all of y'all, so he decides to dart over to the cabin first and sneak in camouflaged.
Next time I get experience, I'm dumping all of it into stealth and nothing else. So that I'm finally stealthier than the drunk guy.
You're gonna get
Come on,
level 10
man.
luck.
Come on, man, chill. Anyway. Alright, I'm not gonna bother putting a map up for the inside of the cabin at the moment. So you sneak in, the cabin's really tiny, so I'm just gonna describe the interior. You sneak inside. Actually, you know what? I don't even need to describe the interior. Give me a second. I can show you what it looks like on the inside.
Yeah, you gotta use your Sims.
Yes. I'm gonna show you actually what it looks like and what it should look like on the outside if we had a, custom map. Okay, so here's what it looks like on the outside. So all the interior pictures, just a couple to give you guys an idea of what the inside looks like.
Fucking cozy cottage core is what it is.
Well, yeah. Basically, it's a bit of cottagecore-y type stuff. There's a lot of sort of eclectic furniture. It's very colorful on the inside and honestly pretty comfy. Lots of purples and blues and greens.
Well, since the interior is so small and there's like, what, 7 people here?
It's pretty small and cramped inside. There's like a TV and there's like a shitty little TV. Yeah, a very shitty old one.
Does he fucking watch VHS?
This is like an old fucking dial-ass TV. Like, this shit just...
So
This
We have antenna going all the way to the surface.
probably just magic, man.
Magic television. What's it gonna cost per month?
Honestly, at this point, I'm not. Akula isn't questioning it. This whole thing has been like a fairy tale for her for the past week or so. So she's just running on fairy tale logic.
Well, none of you guys
There-
are seeing
it's
the
there for a
interior
reason.
yet.
I'm the only one.
Right now, it's just Alsumi seeing the interior, and the interior seems cozy. It's lit with some it's got these decorative brass lanterns with colorful glass, and the whole thing is colorful, cozy, and very cramped.
Okay. Well, since there doesn't seem to be any danger whatsoever inside the building, I'm gonna...
However,
What?
somebody does step out of the bedroom. There
Oh.
is food cooking on the stove actively. And this person steps out into the living room kitchen space.
Thankfully, I'm camouflaged right now.
Yes, you are. You are camouflaged. Alright. So he steps out into the kitchenette to continue stirring something on the stove. And you see him for the first time. The Scraps Man. This is the only drawing I had of him that was like just by himself, and it's a lot scarier looking than the more recent concept art.
Oh,
This is some older concept art. This is the only picture I had that was just him by itself.
Still
Well,
attractive.
it would be real awkward if I shouted at everyone else to not go inside the building.
Good point. He would
Because-
immediately hear you.
You hear me and then be confused because he doesn't see me. Or
Wow.
he might use some kind of spell that makes me visible or something.
So what are you gonna do? Everyone else is still approaching the house.
We're still walking towards it. What are you doing?
Everyone's approaching the house.
We're getting closer.
You've got like 10 seconds to think of
I'm
something.
gonna crawl onto the ceiling and then say hi, Dan.
You just gotta say hello.
Yes.
You're the worst stealth person.
He doesn't stop stirring the stew that he has on the stove. He doesn't stop stirring.
Oh, he's deaf.
No, he responds. He just doesn't
Oh.
stop stirring the pot.
Okay.
He smiles, continues to stir the pot. I bet you think you're slick, don't you, boy?
No, not at all.
Don't sell yourself short. That little camouflage trick is pretty neat.
At this point, I'm walking up to the house saying, "Do you see anything, bug boy?"
I have a feeling that Scraps already knows that everyone here is here.
Y'all brought friends.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He seems like a pretty chill guy so far.
You don't need the
Sorry.
Yeah. So,
You didn't piss him off yet, did you? Haven't tried to stab him or anything?
No, he complimented me.
He has no taste.
Ursa, cut it out, please.
Raps laughs. He can hear Ursa's banter from outside and laughs in response. He comes over and he opens the door to welcome you all inside. Well, come on in, chillin'. I got food on the stove. Just finished making a pot of gumbo for my new guests.
I've never
Yeah.
had gumbo before.
Very interesting kind of person to be completely unswayed by an invisible man crawling onto his ceiling and saying hi.
Dude's over 100 years old at least.
As we're walking in, I nudge Aurora. Go heavy on your royal fucking personality here. We're gonna need it if you get communicate with this guy. I ain't gonna win any social skills here.
I mean, in all honesty, I don't think he's very stuck up. I think he's a pretty down-to-earth kind of guy.
Don't worry about it, soldier boy. I don't mind a bit of gruffness.
Well, it seems we have something in common.
Well,
Okay, so, hey, yo, Scraps, dude. One of our friends is sick, and we don't know how to save her, and we were hoping you could help her out.
Scraps takes a look at Aurora, notices her injury. Always magic. No one ever just comes by to visit.
You don't exactly make it easy to.
Well, maybe I think people should just try to earn my company. How's that?
How are we supposed to earn it if you don't even know where you are? We have to travel through 2 swamps to get to.
Yeah, because y'all's determined. Anyhow, come on, eat. We can talk over dinner.
Alright.
let's please.
All right.
I would actually like to try this gumbo that you've made. I've never had it before.
Scrap smiles and bows as he gestures you all inside.
We've not been eating the magical man who lived in a swamp and he's swamp number.
Paz has been quiet throughout this entire thing, and he's not planning to eat that gumbo.
Aurora
Uh,
nudges
anyone
Ed.
I'm
Witnessed Aosumi disappear,
I don't think you guys have seen it firsthand up close.
and he's never told anyone that he can, because why would he?
Alright, so everyone steps inside. There is a small table, but it only has 2 chairs. There is also a sofa that's honestly only really a 2-seater, so I'll let you all decide where you're gonna sit.
Paz sits
I'm
on
going
the
to
floor.
take the sofa, carefully eyeing him.
Scraps notices your side eye and greets it with a smile. You notice
Creepy, stitched mouth bug smile.
his mouth is stitched up like the ragdoll people. Also, he's just got really awful teeth. It's not really relevant, but he has very bad teeth. They're very, very crooked and chipped.
I am choosing to stand.
You're...
I'm next to Aurora, because, it's still my job to protect her.
Where's everyone else sitting?
Aurora just sits on the floor.
Asley sits on the floor too.
Can I eat my soup on the ceiling?
I guess you can. You can.
I'm still invisible.
It's a floating golden suit.
Well, Scraps goes and starts collecting gumbo into some... He goes and collects some bowls from the cabinet, starts spooning out some gumbo for all of you. Noticeably, he does not get a bowl for himself. Once he does so, he passes the bowl around, bowls around in an interesting fashion. There are bandages that are wrapped all the way around his arms and legs. These bandages animate themselves, grabbing hold of the bowls and passing them around the room. Very quickly, too. They snap around the room at a fast pace. Including passing a bowl to Alsumi, who is still invisible on the ceiling.
He always do. Yay.
He also did pass a bowl to you, too, Ursa.
Hold the bowl and look at him and his weird bandages.
Back against the countertop. Dig in, y'all!
Aurora eats it.
Aosumi starts eating immediately.
The gumbo is...
I sniff the gumbo apprehensively, but, well, I don't have enough options, so I carefully take a bite.
I mean, I guess you could roll it like an insight or something to see if you think it's poisoned.
No one thought to do that. Well, Ursa has not eaten it yet, and it sounds like Paz isn't yet either.
Asley's not
Aosumi
planning
was
to.
doing that.
Yeah, Paz and Ursa don't want to eat it.
Y'all motherfuckers already slurping.
For everyone who does, it is probably the tastiest thing you've ever eaten. Scraps is an excellent cook, by the way, and has a lot of time to kill with this hobby of his.
Ursa has had MRE mac and cheese. Are you sure it could be that?
I eat shrimp-flavored ramen noodles and Chinese Mexican fast food. I don't think that's a very high bar to cover.
Okay, that's fair.
I feel like Aosumi's palate is probably very, really diverse.
Sumi is very diverse. This is Cajun food, by the way, so it's...
What's Haley been doing?
Oh yeah.
Haley ate good too, I think.
I would just want for everybody to, I don't want to interrupt anything, but Haley this whole entire time has been quiet. She is also nervous and dealing with her anxiety, and when she deals with her anxiety, she doesn't have an appetite, so she just looks down at the gumbo.
So she just stares at the gumbo. Scraps notices the 3 people in the room who haven't taken a bite yet, and starts to tap his fingers on the counter. It'll be a real shame to have that food go to waste. I don't get guests very often, and I can't enjoy my own cooking anymore. I haven't been able to, and...
Well, that's a shame.
The kind of Haley felt bad, so she kind of fights against her anxiety and eats the gumbo.
He gestures to the stitching on his mouth when he explains his inability to enjoy his own cooking.
And I asked, why'd you stitch your mouth closed?
Ooh. Wouldn't you like to know, soldier boy?
I asked the question, yes. I do not seem to ask things I do not want the answer of.
Funny, you know that?
Also heavily armed.
You don't scare me, Munchkin.
Elsa?
Alright.
I stand up and I'm still shorter than Haley next to me.
I'll tell my story since Soldier Boy's so inclined to know. It ain't no secret or nothing.
Aurora, like,
I
holds
know
on to
all
it
kinds
first.
of things about you kiddos. The spirits, they tell me all kinds of things.
The what now?
Oh,
Spirits?
oh, they, okay.
You met some of them on your way in. They told me you arrived. That's why I got dinner ready.
The creepy doll things?
Oh,
Well, not just the dolls. Those are just the ones with bodies.
We the ones in the trees?
Um,
You can't always see them. I can see them. I've been able to see them since I was real little. Mama taught me how.
Alright, as interesting as that all is, time is of the elements here, and as my invisible ceiling friend said, we have a friend here who is sick with something that we is not traditionally dealt with medicine.
mm,
Mm.
Do you want us to tell you that story, or do you use all malevolent knowing how she got sick in the first place, Mr. Know-It-All?
I don't know everything. Just something.
Do you know
He gestures for Aurora to come closer. Over here, girly. Let me get a look at you.
because Aurora's still in her cloak, she takes her cloak off so that he can have a better look at her. And goes to Scraps.
It's on her arm, I think I'm 100% correct, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And I'm still standing close to her.
Didn't it like spread or something? So
Yeah.
it covered a lot of her.
He grabs her arm and carefully removes the bandage to inspect the injury. The black sort of scabbing has spread on her arm, and it sort of oozes between the cracks.
Ew.
That's new.
Scraps inspects it closely and then mutters something under his breath. For a moment, it looks like he's talking to somebody, though you can't see who.
Hmm.
They seem to have some kind of argument between them. Before he gets up and goes to the other room. There's a moment of shuffling to be heard, and then he returns back with a box. Very decorated. Inside, there is some crystals, and he sits down on the empty seat on the sofa and calls her back over to the coffee table and directs her to sit down on it.
She does that.
I follow closely.
He sifts through the box, muttering to himself, trying to find the right one. It's in here somewhere. After a moment, he finds a specific crystal from the box and brings it out, holding it over the injury and waiting to see how it reacts. A few seconds pass, and the crystal slowly starts to turn black. Well, that's very not good. Little lady, where did y'all pick this up?
We were kind of stranded on an island full of women.
An island.
Alright, the long and the short of it is, we got caught out at sea in a storm, stranded on an island, full of some weird culty women, unlike no men. Then we played a game, we won a trophy, we got to go talk to someone. Turns out the leader of the cult was very murdery towards men. And in a panic, our bug friend, who's currently on your ceiling eating soup, stabbed her and released some kind of black death that had consumed the whole island. Luckily, we escaped thanks to a red ring and saved everybody else on the island, but the island was lost and our friend was corrupted, sickened, infected, I don't know, but it's getting worse.
That's very not good. That shit's gonna spread through the whole ocean.
Well, I don't know, salt's usually pretty good at keeping sickness at bay. And the ocean is pretty salty.
This ain't a normal sickness, boy. It's something old.
Then why was it inside a random woman, not an island?
Something evil, something ancient. I ain't ever seen it myself, but Mama's told me stories about it when I was a boy. She ain't seen it either. She just been telling stories, been passed down in the family for generations. A lot of old magic's forgotten by the youngins, not that many practitioners around these days. Especially not my magic. But the spirits, they know, they remember this stuff. They don't forget.
That's all good here and all, but you're being very cryptic. Can
Yo.
you help or can you not?
Yeah, I can help you with this, but you got yourselves into a whole mess of trouble. I think y'all kiddos may have opened up a can of worms you ain't quite prepared for.
You hear that, Asumi? You doomed the planet.
Ursa, can you not?
If some
do
living
that to
woman was
Ursa?
carrying this shit around in her, then honestly, we were doomed already. It was just a matter of time. How this got out, I have no idea. This creature was sealed away ages ago by sorcerers much older, much wiser than I am. Not sure how to seal it away now. Not unless you can find more practitioners like myself. Not sure I could manage such a feat, but I mean,
It
I
took
might
us forever just to find you, let alone anybody else who can do this stuff.
I know a few we might be able to find. I should probably patch up your friend first, though, huh? That should take priority. Alright, girlie, you sit tight. This ain't gonna be very pleasant, and I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. I
Scraps
only have
goes
myself
back
to
to his room to retrieve some tools. There's more shuffling and some brief cursing as he seems to drop something, as it sounds like he dropped something on his foot for a moment, before he returns with another box, opens it, and it's full of surgical supplies. Surgical supplies and little glass bottles, some of which containing glowing fluids. Alright. Y'all might want to look away. This ain't gonna be very pretty.
Fair warning, Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Or playing Doctor. It is currently my charge to guard this woman. Just so you are aware, she is the princess of a kingdom. And anything that happens to her is gonna happen to you, but worse.
Y'all came all this way to see me and ask me for my help. If you don't want it,
Yes,
you can
but it's
leave.
my job.
Ursa.
Whatever you say, soldier boy.
Ursa, I understand that you're concerned. However, this is the best that we can do, and I'm putting my trust into him.
You heard the little lady. Now back up. Give me some space to work.
I would sing a song, but I don't remember the lyrics to that one soldier song.
You're still in the ceiling eating soup.
So,
Eating there intensely.
so Scraps takes her by the arm, gives her a moment to collect herself before taking the scalpel and bringing it to her arm.
Ooh!
He proceeds to start cutting into her arm to cut away at the black scabbed flesh.
Oh.
No anesthetic. No
No
Cassie
anesthetic.
watches intensely.
No anesthetic's gonna work on this.
Fucking Advil, shit.
Let her bite down on a scarf or something.
Scraps barely feels pain at all. He's been dead for years. He doesn't feel very much, so it doesn't really. It's not something he gives much consideration to. He is at least very careful and diligent in the way that he works, cutting out a large chunk of her flesh from her arm, before proceeding to go back into his box and pull out some thread, a needle, and one of those colorful little vials. He opens the vial and soaks the thread in the glowing fluids for a minute while her arm bleeds onto the table.
By the way, Aurora, roll a d6 for damage.
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
On it.
Mm.
4.
Ooh.
Mm.
Way to botch the job, Doctor.
Well, I'm guessing she was wiggling too much. To be fair, this shit probably hurt like fucking hell.
Try as she might.
So he
she-
pulls-
like, when stuff hurts, it hurts, so she can't really be still for like all the time.
Yeah, so he pulls the thread out of the vial, now glowing and glittering. It's blue. He threads it and then begins to start stitching up the gaping wound in your arm with the glowing thread. The stitches, however, don't actually hurt, surprisingly. You don't even feel them going into the skin. In fact, they actually soothe the area around them, so the pain lessens the more he stitches.
It's like cutting out a piece of skin cancer.
I mean,
She would,
kinda.
she would probably have
You're
like
kinda not wrong.
a weird like sigh of relief or something. Like, if that's the case.
Yeah. Once he finishes stitching up the wound, he collects up all the black goo that he cut out of you, and stashes it into one of the empty bottles. Careful to collect all of it, including the blood, which he mops up on some rags and also tucks the rags into sealed vials. Alright. So, whatever y'all do, nobody open this shit up under any circumstances. Don't let this touch anyone or anything. As it stands, it can't do much to me, because I ain't had a pulse since... It's been a long time since I've been breathing. So it ain't doing shit to me. But you can't let this touch any living thing.
Oh,
Understand?
we get to carry around a black bottle of darkness just in our backpack casually.
I mean, I can hold on to it if you really want me to, but honestly, I don't really want this disgusting thing in my house. And I'm not quite sure if I trust the spirits to look after it either.
We'll try and keep it safe.
This creature, this thing, some corrupted spirits. I don't know the full story. It's been lost to time, but the spirits tell me this thing used to be one of them. Long, long time ago. Possibly, maybe even many of them. But somehow it turned into something vile. Something that infects everything that it touches. It spreads this wicked, evil hate into everything that it comes into contact with. And a long ass time ago, other spirit whisperers like myself, other magic practitioners and sorcerers, they banded together to seal it away under the ocean. If y'all found it, that means someone let this shit out. And I don't know why it hasn't spread sooner, but I'm guessing whoever it is you found that had this shit was keeping it under wraps.
I was trying to, yeah.
Unfortunately, now that it's free, it's just gonna keep spreading until there's nothing left for it to touch. So, y'all better do something about this shit and fast. Because time is of the essence, I'm afraid.
Could you maybe give us a list of any and all magic practitioners like yourself?
Well, I ain't omniscient, boy. I don't know all of them. But I do know a couple. I could probably give you their address. At least, the last time I spoke to any of them. I haven't been out of the house in a long time, boy. I know what the spirits tell me. As he says that, he starts arguing again. He starts talking to himself again. He, again, seems to be arguing with somebody that you can't see. Possibly multiple somebodies.
Well, based on everything he said, it kind of seems like it's probably the spirits he's talking to.
Yep, the ones that aren't inhabiting the rag folk, that is.
Seems like it.
You and the spirits don't seem to get along too well.
What are you talking about? They're my best buds! My only friends, actually. Nah, they're just jackasses is all. You understand, Soldier Boy. I'm sure most of y'all friends think you're jackass.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I know it probably won't do anything, you fucking walking corpse, but I'll shoot you.
Go ahead and try it, Soldier Boy.
I hate to ruin your nice decor.
I like you. You're a jackass. I like you. Alright. So, I got a couple addresses I can give y'all. Give me a minute. I'll go get a map. I think I got one around here somewhere.
Address?
Addresses?
Oh,
It's
addresses.
where some other people live.
I get address, but I heard you say dress. I'm like, do we need to dress up for this?
No, addresses. Now, bear in mind, not all of these folks are spirit whisperers specifically. My art is kind of an old, dying one. I don't know many people who practice my kind of magic, but any old sorcerer should be able to help. At least it's better than nothing. Mm.
Alright, while you're doing that, still in the back room, is there a way out of here that doesn't involve weirdness?
What kind of weirdness?
Like the opposite of the way we came in, where we had to swim down this bubbly swamp thing into this opening air thing, and then walk into this giant room, then turn some statues while fighting a giant turtle.
He pokes his head out the door and glares at Ursa. Y'all didn't hurt my Loa, did ya?
She tried to eat us!
She's a guard turtle! She's doing her job! She's a good girl! Don't you dare hurt my Loa!
She's unconscious in the swamp nearby.
I swear to God, boy, if you did any permanent damage, I'm taking it out of your skin.
Well, her left head, I think, is drunk. So, there's that.
Really sorry about that, but she was attacking us and we didn't know what else to do other than to...
Y'all came knocking on my door unannounced! Don't get mad at the guard dog for doing what she does.
Then I'll get mad at the owner for not answering the door.
Y'all didn't ring the bell.
There was a bell?
We didn't,
Ah.
we didn't see a bell, we're so sorry.
I swear, only people with any good sense are other sorcerers, and there's barely any out there these days. Die in shame. The fucking youth, man.
Where is this?
I have a quick question.
What?
Were there any sorcerers in Alsumi's, society?
There may very well have been. I wouldn't be surprised if you had one in your culture. Scraps is the last one of his people. There's other moths upstairs, right? Like up above ground in the city. There's tons of other moths. It's not like his race isn't still around, but their culture has basically died. He's the last practitioner of their society's magic.
Guys of the butterflies.
Yeah, you guys don't exactly know all of what happened there. Jesse did ask briefly about the stitching on his mouth, but you guys didn't push further to get the story behind that. I mean, if anyone wants to ask, you can ask him, but...
We don't got time for stories. We gotta go kill shit.
That you do.
Alright.
Good boy to worry about.
One thing there. I heard rumors that you do things with teeth.
Guilty as charged, my girl.
Ew.
Where do you get those teeth?
Mostly under kids' pillows.
Ew.
There.
Kids leave them
You
there
wouldn't
all
have
the
to-
time. They're not gonna miss them.
You wouldn't happen to have any shark teeth, would you?
I mean, there aren't that many sharks living around here, but, I mean, a shark friend would be nice. Get a lot of teeth out of them.
Hell no. We're getting out of here.
Come on, let's not be too hasty.
Of course.
I have one more question, Scraps. Just Scraps. Do you by chance happen to have known anything about my culture or any magic users from my culture?
How about you let me respond to the teeth thing real quick, because I had more I wanted to say there, and then we'll move to that topic of conversation.
Okay.
So yeah, you're just as bad as the damn butterflies. God damn it. No one's gonna miss a few baby teeth. If y'all must know, the spirits happen to love them. Put one of those inside a nice little puppet, and you make them a nice little home.
At least it's baby.
Well, at least I know what you're doing with them.
And at least the
Teeth
baby.
work. Of course, there's other stuff you can use too. Hair, fingernails, really any body part from a person will do. But but I don't usually take more than that.
And
You just put a little bit of someone living inside a little doll, and the spirits can use them as a home. They use them as vessels to move around and interact with the world. That's how we get our relationship going so smoothly. I make them bodies and they do things for me. It's a mutually beneficial arrangement, you see.
mm,
Oh, gee, that doll really has
My-
big, like eyes.
My annoyed gaze loosens a bit. I'm still somewhat suspicious, but for now I'm satisfied.
Of course,
I'm not actually saying this, mind you, but that's the expression I'm trying to get across.
I ain't had any fresh materials to work with in a long time, and I'm sure they would love some new puppets, but...
You have any idea how creepy that sounds? It sounds like you're gonna chop us up, my dude.
Mm,
It'd be a bit of an odd
I
one.
wouldn't mind if you'd be willing to surrender some fingernails. I did just heal your friend.
Now, son of a bitch, he's right. We got a bill.
Does,
Mm,
Pasley bites
Venom-
his nails and spits them out.
does
Scrap smiles and takes them with a thank you.
He nods slightly and then goes back to being silent.
Haley would like to ask Scraps a question.
Yeah? What is it, Dollface?
Hold on, is this Scrap completely the way of the humans here?
No, really. Humans are... He knows humans exist. He's not encountered very many, but he's seen them before.
Alright. Moving on.
Haley slightly gets a little bit frustrated at the nickname Dollface, but it asks, I actually have 2 questions for you, Mr. Scraps. One,
Yeah?
what type of magic do you use? And second of all, is there a possibility that we humans could use this magic, or...
Magic is very tied to culture, my dear. It's something you're raised in, you're born into, it's passed down in family lines. I'm sure humans might have magic of their own, but my magic belongs to me and my people. Unfortunately, my people have been robbed of that magic for generations. Mama and I, we were the last practitioners, and then she passed away, and now it's just me. I lost my wife, of course, so I don't really have any... Well, you know.
Oh, I'm
It dies
so
with me, unfortunately.
why don't you just go up and teach some kids?
Jesus Christ! They kids learn dark magic?
Those folks up there don't want me around. They made that very clear.
Ursa says all of a sudden, oh, I get it now. You're called Scraps because you use scraps to do stuff.
You're just now figuring that out. Mama's name was Trinket.
Wait, is that not a nickname? It's your actual name?
Yeah. I mean, that is why she gave me the name, but... Yeah.
I thought it was a nickname. That's even weirder.
Which makes calling him the Scraps Man even weirder.
Can Paz ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's like calling someone the George Man.
Pasley looks at Scraps and asks them about the blue light that they saw when they were coming in.
Blue light.
Ooh, hi.
You saw a blue light coming in. I remember the blue light. I know what it is.
Okay,
What?
We didn't touch it or anything. It just floated down and guided us here.
Scraps looks thoughtful for a moment and a bit sad. After a moment, he irritably snaps at one of the voices that you can't hear or see. God damn it, why didn't y'all tell me? No fucking... Yeah, I know she can't get down here, I know. I don't need you sparing my feelings. I'm not that delicate, goddammit.
I whispered to someone that right next to me, are we sure this guy's magic or is he just seeing all?
Boy, I will beat y'all within an inch of your life.
Well, I'll beat you back into living.
It seems possibly, y'all might have had a run-in with my late missus, as it were. She's spotted sometimes up in the swamp. Ain't nothing I can really do about it. She can't really come down here, and
Why can't you go up there?
He stated before that people don't really want him up there.
I guess, but unless he's fucking KOS, he should be fine.
Mm.
Oh,
Unfortunately, the last time I went up there, a certain someone made sure I couldn't leave again. Granted, y'all opened that door for me, so
wait, what?
I might be able to get back up there.
I mean, that wasn't your door that you put there?
The door is mine, but the locks were changed on me.
Why didn't you just call a locksmith? I'm making jokes now.
Could you elaborate? Who was the one that locked you down here?
Some blue rat and his little girlfriend made the mistake of letting him go.
So did the
Yes. I've been trying to reunite with my lovely missus for years. She comes in and out, you see. Souls of the dead, they ain't like spirits. It's not the same thing. A ghost ain't a spirit. Spirits are natural. They come from the earth, and the ghosts of the dead, they ain't supposed to stay here. It takes a lot to tether one to the living world. The connection is weak. It goes in and out. I tried to find a way to tether her back to me. But, I had a moment of weakness, as it were. And I let him go. And they locked me down here.
How long you been down here? Because you sound like it's like forever ago.
Last time I went up there was about a year ago, but I ain't talked to any people. Just those two. And their stupid little fox friend.
1 year shouldn't be anything to you.
Nah, it ain't much. But hearing that the missus is out there again, well, that gets a certain ache going, you know?
Yeah, I still have the question as to why you were locked down here. Oh. Because you don't usually tend to lock someone somewhere, unless you get a reason.
Well, maybe I do.
And that begs the question, is that reason good enough for us to lock the door on our way out?
Well, if you might be feeling so inclined to do that, I might just not let you leave.
That's why I'm asking, what did you do to see if I do feel it?
I was looking for a vessel for the missus. The one I picked was unsatisfactory upon further inspection. So I let her go. And this is the fucking thanks I get.
It sounds like you kidnapped someone, so...
His eyes start to wander to Aurora, who is herself another bug person.
I see this and slowly slide in the frame. And shake my head, in no manner.
Can Pasley say something?
Go ahead.
Pasley glares at the invisible spot that is Elsumi and starts shouting, "Get your damn business out of his wings! We just got our friend here. You want to keep doing this and pissing off the magic Mothman that's over 100 years old and then get us all trapped down? Thank you very much, Mr. Scorpion."
I didn't say anything.
I was to say, why are you yelling at him? He didn't say anything.
I'm confused. Sorry, my audio is weird. All right,
that would be directed at Ursa. Ursa's the one.
Yes, Ursa. Sorry.
Wait, is this
Sorry.
talking? I mean, I feel like it's accurate for him to start yelling at the wrong person.
He is hungover.
Don't worry, I'll leave your little missy alone. I don't need any of y'all specifically. Just so long as you leave the door unlocked.
That also makes it would have made it a lot creepier considering that I'm pretty sure she's still legally a kid.
She's 17.
The body still ages. And the thing is, if he were to do what he's considering, she wouldn't be living in that body anymore.
Yeah.
His wife would. You know, the soul of an adult-ass woman who he married.
Mm-hmm. However,
Take the body of someone who has just died or is about to die.
There's ways to preserve a body after death, like my own, but it has to be done as you're dying. And you can't do a soul transfer either once it's complete. So no, a soul for a soul. It's a trade, you see.
So you were gonna kidnap a girl and then kill her.
She kind of.
Kill's a strong word.
You said a soul for a soul, and if the other soul's already dead, you just trade in places. Murder!
Alright. Maybe you're right. Maybe.
The only compromise I can think of is pretty grim.
Mm.
Like finding someone who doesn't want to live anymore.
Jesus Christ, Asumi!
If y'all find me a willing vessel for Ava to live in, I will give y'all anything you ask of me. Anything. Find me a vessel, and I will move heaven and earth for y'all.
Hmm. We could steal that old lady that was in the library.
Oh, wait, that racist old hag in the library?
Yes!
I don't.
I ain't gonna settle for fucking rags, my guy.
Can't.
At least
Yeah,
want
you-
something nice to look at, damn it.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm not that piggy, but goddamn.
Can Haley say something to us, Scraps?
Go ahead.
Haley, after hearing Scraps' story, she kind of felt bad. And even though the team will probably freak out for what she's about to say,
Oh no.
she takes a deep breath and looks at Scraps. I'm like, I'm not sure if you want Ava to be a human, but I could become your vessel.
Haley, no, that. You're going now.
What?
I mean, in my line of work, I had come across people.
We know what we gotta do now. We got the info we need. Just after we are leaving, we are not dealing with this creepy weirdo any longer.
Wait, hold on.
Y'all leave the door unlocked. Y'all are still leaving the door unlocked, ain't you?
Oh, you just admitted you attempted murder.
Ursa,
Well, that
Now you're gonna try and do it again.
Ursa,
Unless we promise to bring him back up.
Yes, we're gonna bring a sacrifice. Why not? We're gonna appease the dark gods and bring in a sacrifice for this guy to swap his wife with.
He isn't God, he's a dead guy.
well,
Well,
I'm afraid that's probably not a very wise decision on your end. See, the thing is, if this bile makes its way across the land, it ain't gonna affect me. My home will be safe. My people will be safe. It ain't doing shit to me. I don't have to care about y'all's problems, you see. And with that, the bandages shoot out and wrap around each and every one of you.
How about me? I was advocating for him.
Doesn't matter. He doesn't trust you guys. Though perhaps you might be able to scurry out of the way since he can't see you clearly. He knows you're there, but he can't actually see you. So, you can make an attempt to dodge, but the rest of you are immediately bound up
Where's
in these bandages.
Guy,
and Pasley say something else?
You've been in this it's a tiny, tiny cabin. There's not a lot of space to dodge, and
His bandages are fast.
yeah.
I'm on the ceiling and I'm invisible.
So, for story purposes, you are all going to get bandaged.
Can I?
You can dodge, though.
I
you
don't
have to
have
bring
my
your
sheet.
character sheet.
Oh, yeah. I gotta do it for you, right?
Dodge plus. speed, I think, yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And then 2d6 against whatever his thing is.
Yeah, it would be his weapon skill. Speed of a 6. And a dodge of 3. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Versus power and weapon. 5. So you are able to dodge him.
Okay.
So you're able to dodge and scurry out the window. The rest of you guys are all wrapped up in nasty ass bandages. They smell like swamp water and corpse. And a bit of embalming fluid. I am considering wrapping up the session here as a nice little cliffhanger for us to continue tomorrow. So I can have
You mean to next week?
next week, I mean. So I can have some time to think about how I want to have the rest of this play out.